Now as you can see, this Spirit has seen better days. It snapped the suspension arm while I was doing a bash run. So we've got part number 10311, which is your plastic suspension arms, your stock ones, or you've got your metal ones, but I just had it here as an example. Plastic flexes and absorbs things rather than passing it on, whereas metal does the opposite. You'll hit something and it'll transfer it down the line to the next weakest point. If you're going to change out your suspension arms, I recommend changing out your suspension holders too. If you do that, you will down the line probably break the diff case. So be prepared that you're always transferring energy when you change to metal parts. So grab your 2mm hex driver, and we're just going to undo these 4 screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It just makes it easier to undo all 4 of those when you take the bulkhead off. So I've already removed the wheel. From here, what you want to do is get these hub carriers off. I've removed this steering arm from the hub carrier already, and this was because I did the bearings. So we'll start by just removing that upper suspension arm out of the hub carrier and the upright. Now just take note that this small unique screw comes out of that. Now once you've got that little screw out, you've got to get the hinge pin, small one, out of this upright hub carrier assembly, and I'm just using a small hex key to push from the other end. Now hopefully for you it's not seized up. I generally grease everything up, but I hadn't taken this apart. I'd done the big hinge pins but not this one, so I was dreading how difficult it would be to push out. It's the perfect example of what happens if you don't grease your hinge pins. There's my hub carrier assembly, and I did the bearings in them, so I'll just point out that these are 2RS, so they're rubber sealed on each end, these bearings that I've put in there. And that's what you want to keep the grid out when you're, as you can see, bashing around a lot of dirt like I am. So just put that hinge pin and that hub carrier assembly to the side. And then, if your shock is still attached to your suspension arm, let's get that screw out. Now when things like this happen and everything shifts, you want to see if any of the screws have been pulled out at all, just so the threads are intact. Sometimes it can bore out holes if it pulls too hard on them. So if your sway bar is attached, grab your 2.5mm hex driver and we will get that out. Also take note of where the screws are coming from. Okay, good. Just swing these pivoting attachments away from the suspension arm on the sway bar, or you can remove them if you really want, but I'd leave it on. Flip it over. Now normally you've had 2mm screws in your bumper, but one of mine's been changed as my bumper snapped and reattached with a washer. I make things last 2 times over. Flip it back around, and then now you'll be able to flip your bar out the way, provided that you loosened this screw on the back here, which I didn't. It just happened to be loose from bashing, so skipped a step there. So you'll have to loosen that screw in the back. Now that we've revealed the suspension holders in the front, you'll have to deal with 2 very long screws that are almost like hinge pin length, and then the middle small screw that holds the suspension holder in. This is a lot easier than working on my 80 series. There's one. Okay, so you have to remove these 2 screws too. They are in the suspension holders also. Hopefully you're taking note of where all these go and the lengths of the screws. Flip it around. Okay, now the suspension holder on the front, provided that your hinge pins are lubricated or not seized, basically, you should be able to just pull everything apart smoothly. You may struggle with this for a little while. A seized hinge pin inside a suspension arm is not a good thing. Now that we have it off though, I'm going to clean it off with isopropyl alcohol. Look at that. See? So we'll re-grease these up. Now, since I've got it off, I can upgrade to the metal suspension holder on the front, but now that means that the back suspension holder is more likely to break, or the suspension arm again. So I'm going to hold off until I've got time to take the whole bog head off and just put the plastic one back on. Sticking with plastic for the suspension arms, the metal ones away. Now I'm looking at this hinge pin and yeah, she's a little bent. So there's your new hinge pins, RH10230. I've just straightened this one out so I can use it again, but I'm going to put a brand new one in there. Usually with hinge pin packets, I'll just poke the new one out. Then I can put the old one back into the packet like so. And you can always see which one is the used one anyway. So you've got a couple options for grease, but I've got some NLGO2 silicone grease here. Just put a very small amount on there. And I'll usually grease one side and let it push through as I push it through. We'll get it into this suspension arm, nice and smooth. Just gonna pop that straight into that front rear suspension holder. Then grab your front suspension holder, just put that on. Now remember these long screws. Start screwing both of those in at the same time if you can. Then once it gets a little tighter, screw those in. Remember the middle had the shortest screw. Let's deal with the hub carrier assembly now. Make sure your bearings are clean. Now I'll just point out while I think of it before I forget. The rear suspension arms on the Spirit do not have a cover where the hinge pin goes through, so I don't grease them. Instead, I polish them with metal polish, and that leaves them nice and smooth. You can do that on the front too if you're paranoid about dirt getting into them as well. So since the hub carrier is covered as well, I'm going to grease that. Hold the hub carrier in place facing the right way up, like so. And put the hinge pin through the side that doesn't have the stopper at the end. So that one's in. If you want to deal with that sway bar now, you can get that corresponding screw. Now keep in mind, on your new suspension arm, you will have to bore the hole out yourself with your hand. Use your hand, that's all you need. And that's a 2.5mm, same as the top of your shocks and the motor mount. Alright, now before you attach any upper arms or steering arm, you want to get your joint and your dog bone in there. So just push it through the hub carrier first. And now if you keep your bearings bad, it will possibly melt your hub carrier. Worth it to put in the extra bit of effort to get that smooth ride, and it won't veer to the left, even if your transmitter is all set properly. Now that that's on, I'm going to get the shock arm on, and then we're going to deal with the bumper. Obviously, on your new suspension arms, if you want to set up in a different setup than stock, you're going to have to bore that hole out with your finger again yourself, the same way we did before. Then grab your 2mm and that little screw that is unique that holds that hinge pin in place. Make sure it doesn't fall out. Now I said we were going to deal with the bumper, but I lied because I don't want these arms flapping about. So we're going to stick those back on. Up here in the hub carrier goes the longest screw. It's a little bit longer than the steering arm to the hub carrier. Okay, now that things aren't going anywhere, I'll flip this around. So I actually thought my bumper was snapped too, but it's not. It's just that front piece. So this is just a screw and a washer with a piece of rubber between it. Sort of just a buffer between the washer and the bumper. There you go. It's better than good. It's good enough. I didn't make sure my dog bone was straight, but it's a good time to give it a little hammer out if you need to. So pull this joint out until you've got sight of the hole the pin goes through, your wheel hub, and then put it through halfway. You got an even amount of the pin out on each side, and then line it up your wheel hub. Pull the joint through again while holding the wheel hub against the chassis. Give it a little turn just to see if everything's all good. Next, we can pretty much put the wheel on and we are done. Sometimes you can buy packs of wheel nuts, come with these tools. Otherwise, your 7mm socket will do the trick too. Just bear in mind that you will torque it a bit harder with this without feeling it. Now everything's moving smoothly with my new wheel bearings. And we've got some smooth movement in the arms from the grease hinge pin. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, hit a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thanks guys.